Right now, our aliens aren't very interesting. They don't actually look like aliens. So this lesson, we're going to apply some styling and make them look more interesting. We already created an element. We called it alien. Let's add in another class. We can call this I. So this one is position absolute as well, so that we can move it and position it where needed. Give it a width of 20 pixels. Border radius, so I want to make this round as it is an I. 25%, and the color can be black, and then height can also be 20 pixels, and a lighter background color. So that same class, we're going to set an after value, so using the content property. So this is going to add in a circle in I, and also wanted to add in a mouth as well, so we might as well create the styling for that, and setting a height for it, and positioning it bottom 10 pixels, left 10%. And the border is where it's going to get interesting, because we'll do a 4-pick border and do it dotted white, so it looks like teeth. And the background color can be black as well. So we're ready to add in all of those classes. So going back to where we're creating the element, where we're dynamically creating the element of alien, we need to append both of the eyes as well as the mouth to it. So we can use JavaScript in order to do this. So just as we created that element initially and gave it a class of random, we can also position, so we can create our first eye, let's call it I1, and using document, create element. So just as we did with the div, we're going to create a span in this case, and taking I1, class list, add the class of I. So we're adding an I to it. And then we're going to take I1, style, left, and let's position this at 10 pixels from the left. And then taking the div, append a child, and the child that we're appending is I1. So see how that looks? So we refresh, and now we've got one eye. We need another eye, so each alien should have 2 eyes. So do I2, and in this case, we just need to position it different. So instead of off the left, we'll go off of the right. So see how that looks. So now we've got aliens. They've got kind of a face going on, and we need to also add in the mouth that we created, the style for the mouth. So just as we did the eye, set up object for the mouth. So document, create element, and this can also be a span, mouth, and using class list, we add the class of mouth to give it the right style to it. And then taking the div, append child, we can append the mouth to it. So let's see what that looks like. So refresh, start game. So now all of our aliens have a mouth, and they're ready to move along the page. And there's one other thing that I wanted to do before we conclude this lesson, add in a random color. So just create a quick function for that, and random color. So what this function will do is it will return back a random color. And what we're returning back, and I'll just show you in the console what we're doing. So we're using math, JavaScript math random. And as you can see, random generates this huge string. And what we want to do is we want to transform it into a string object, and 16. So that's going to be in a hex value. And we know that with the colors, they're hexadecimal values. So that means that they can be numbers and digits up to A, B, C, D, E, F. So we're grabbing our string value, and now we just need the 6 characters from there. So taking the substring, this is another JavaScript method, we're going to return back only 6 of those characters. So there we're generating essentially randomly a color value, and all we have to do is add the hash in front of that formula, and that's going to return back a random color. So instead of having all of the aliens as blue, we can take div, style, background color, and set a background color using random color. So now we can try that, and you can see now each one of the aliens is going to have a different color. So they're always going to have different colors randomly generated, so you could have any number of colors displaying the aliens. So we're ready to move on to the next lesson, and this is a really useful, handy function. where you can generate a hex color really easily using JavaScript. So go ahead and add this into your project.